Yo, what the fuck was that? Nah, on some realness. What the hell was that? Carolina, that honestly has to be one of the worst games y'all played all season, if not the worst game you've played all season. I was gone for a week, and y'all go out and beat the #1 team in the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau just to come back home and lay a goose egg versus the 1-8 New Orleans Saints? Like, what are we doing, dog? Nobody showed up for this game. Nobody showed up. The defense showed up halfway through. The defense showed up and held them to 10 points for the most part up until the very end. So I guess I'll give the defense credit for that. But even then, like, we couldn't get pressure on Tyler Show. We couldn't sack this man to save our life. J.C. Horn was just making mistakes left and right that I had never seen. And the bad part is I can't even say they're mistakes. One, I think he got pushed off versus Olave for that big 62-yard touchdown. The other, he slips. He literally slips. And it turns into another touchdown for that tight end. Both touchdowns happened because of J.C. Horn on defense. And I'm not saying J.C. Horn is the reason, but today was J.C. Horn's bad day because everything that happened to him, it was just a series of unfortunate events. It really wasn't even his talent, just shit happens. But offensively, nobody showed up today. Offensively, nobody showed up today. We kept getting gifted opportunity after opportunity after opportunity and couldn't make it work. I don't understand. So yeah, I'm going to say, you know what? The defense, they did their job. They did what they were supposed to. They held this team to 17 points, and 10 points from most of the game, which is average for them. That's what they're supposed to do. If your defense holds you to 10 points, if your defense holds the opponents to 10 points, you're supposed to win that game. You're supposed to win that game. Bryce, you got bailed out twice, and I got to start with you because your first interception, bad read. Your second interception, even worse. And you only got bailed out on the first interception because of the roughing the passer call. Then we can't get the run established anywhere. Rico, you're hampered by a quad injury, so I can't be too mad at you, but I'm really mad at the O-line because God forbid, for some reason, Ike Ekwonu tried to double 4 times on the left side and let a clean blitz come right on the inside. Austin Corbett let a clean blitz come through and sack Bryce early in the game. The O-line was not there today. Dave Canales play calling, that was not there today. You saw the Saints had the box stacked and were stopping every run in sight. Open the playbook, dog. Open it up. Get them away from the line. Like, what are we doing? That was the worst game we played because of how badly we looked, especially considering we just went up to Lambeau and won, holding a team to this few points. Then we come back home and lose to the worst team in the division, the worst team in the NFC. New Orleans, genuinely speaking, is vying for the #1 overall pick this year. And we just allowed them to come into our house and smack us around like we don't know what to do. Receivers were non-existent. Jimmy Horn, you fumbled the ball because you didn't look like you were ready for the handoff. We get an opportunity. Bro, that's what pisses me off so much. We don't make it on 4th down. We don't. Our field goal gets blocked. We get blessed with the most random of circumstances to where the ball got touched after it went beyond the line of scrimmage and we recovered it just to turn it back over 3 plays later because Jimmy Horn wasn't expecting a jet sweep. What? Bryce can't read that, hey, yo, they bailed and you kept only throwing the out routes? So the DB bailed and was just sitting underneath? I don't care if the blitz is coming. You got to see that. They loaded the box and were showing blitz all game. And every time they showed it, they did it. Rarely did the Saints back off when they showed a blitz. So if they're showing a blitz, you go to where the blitz is coming from. That's the open zone. What? This is why nobody takes the Carolina Panthers seriously. This is why people, they make jokes about us and say we're, like when teams say they lost to us and they see it as a benchmark. They see it as like a bad loss. And people are wondering why we don't get the respect we deserve. It's because we can go and beat a team like the Green Bay Packers, then go and lose to a team like the New Orleans Saints. And on a day where Tampa Bay lost, on a day where Atlanta lost, we could have been one game within taking the division today. But now we got to go another week. We got to play Atlanta next week, who is pissed off at the way they lost today, and hope that Tampa Bay loses again. Just to get within one game of being at the top of the division. What? We can't. This is why we are sitting there saying we're inconsistent in this game. This team is inconsistent. This team is so inconsistent. We can be great one day, trash the next. Potential playoff team, potential bottom feeder. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. Not only that, Trevin Wallace got hurt. That's a shocker. Umami Allen got hurt, but luckily he came back. But Jesus Christ, that scared me the way he got hurt. And we don't know how the quad's going to do for Rico going forward because it seemed like it started to hamper him. Add in, we don't know how the hamstring for T-Mac is going to go. So I'm just flat out pissed. I am pissed off. That was an atrocious game from Carolina. That was a horrible game from Carolina. That was a game that we should have won. Easily. Yet you go and drop the bag, you drop the ball and don't know what to do. It's like you did not know what plays to call in certain situations. And New Orleans was giving you chances. Going forward on fourth down in certain situations when they should have been kicking the field goal and giving us opportunities, and we couldn't do it. The very first drive, we did exactly what we were supposed to do. 12 plays, go down, score, get a touchdown. Even though we got bailed out by a PI, by a roughing the passer. I'll take it. That's the name of the game. Then we go punt, end of the half, punt, block field goal. Fumble. Carolina, you're sitting at 5-5. We easily could have been 6-4 today. And this is what I mean. You got to win the games you're supposed to win. I don't care if you lose games to Green Bay, to Buffalo. I don't care if you lose those games. Because those are better teams. Those are teams that have been in the playoffs and damn near the conference title games the last few years. That's expected. But when you're losing games like this to the New Orleans Saints, who are where we were 2 years ago, where we were 1 year ago, that's what makes people look at us like a joke. That's what makes people look at us like we can't do anything. And they say, oh, we lost to the Carolina Panthers? Yo, what is wrong with us? Because they see Carolina go out here and lose to teams they're not supposed to lose to. I expected today to be a 2-1 video because I was on vacation last week. I expected today to be a 2-1 where I was going to talk about last week's win and today's win. But I don't get to do that today. I don't. Y'all fell into the trap. This was the trap game. If anybody wanted a trap game and people were calling for a trap game, this was the trap game. The game we're supposed to win. The game every analyst picked us to win, and we lose. The one time every analyst jumps on board and picks us and says we're going to win, we lose. This is why this franchise has been considered mediocre. At least for the last few years. Because we do stuff like this every time. And I said it on the Panther Pride podcast. Don't play down to the competition. New Orleans had nothing to lose. They came in scrapping. Cameron Jordan made sure, hey, yo, if we ain't losing to Carolina. Cameron Jordan been talking so much shit. And he continued, and oh my. Dave, Avero, Bryce, DB, JC Horn, T-Matt, Rico, the entire offensive line, the entire defensive line, the entire linebacker core, the entire secondary, the entire receiving core, the entire tight end room, and all of the running backs, as well as all the special teams. Get y'all shit together. You can, I see it in you. You have the potential to be a wild card team in these playoffs. I said you can be a 10-win team, and you still can, but get it together and stop making stuff harder than it needs to be for yourself. You shot yourself in the foot all day today. And if you do this against Atlanta next week, they will embarrass us. That is not hyperbole. That is not me being extreme or eccentric. No. If you go to Atlanta with these same mistakes, this same stagnation, this lackadaisical effort, Atlanta will embarrass you. So get it together, stop pussyfooting around, and play Panther football, bro. Damn. See y'all tomorrow, man.